Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So this is our workspace on, on solving proportions using means and extremes. So hopefully you have been through the other readiness workspaces, and hopefully this will just be a quick and easy refresher on everything and kind of putting together everything that we have learned. So again, as always, for this mastery workspace, we're going to go through this step by step. So we're going to start with actually reading the question. It says the 18 wind turbines on Windy Hill are enough to meet the electrical needs of all 6 houses on Breezy Lane. How many wind turbines are needed to meet the electrical needs of 26 houses? So we're again looking at, we're writing a proportion to then solve for some unknown quantity. So the first thing that we're going to do, it says for 2 ratios to be equal, their units must be equal. So what are the units of the numerator, or the number on the top of the equivalent ratio? So when you're looking here, you'll see that wind turbines are on top and houses are on the bottom. So that means if we're going to be equal, that means wind turbines needs to be on the top and houses will be on the bottom. Again, we're just matching what they gave us. So now we need to look and see looking at the problem, what information is given to us? What is the given rate? So we know that it's 18 wind turbines to 6 houses. So that means we're going to type in 18 here, click enter. And how many houses again? It was 6. So 6, maybe, and enter. Well, now we are looking at the specific question. It says, how many wind turbines are needed to meet the electrical needs of 26 houses? Well, we know that our number of houses that we need to power are 26, but now we need to identify how many wind turbines. Now remember, we're entering a variable here. We don't know how many, but we need to figure it out. In order to do that, we need to pick a variable, any letter A through Z. Now, because we're talking about wind turbines, I'm going to use W just because it makes sense. So I know W stands for wind turbines. Now, the next little box here says solve the proportion using means and extremes. So what that refers to, so referring to the means and extremes of the above proportion, set the product of 26 and 18 equal to the product of 6 and W. So remember, the product means the answer of a multiplication problem. So it literally tells you we're going to type in 26 times 18. They already gave us our equal sign. It's equal to 6 times W. And again, they're using W because that's the one that we chose. So now it says you know the 2 known quantities on the same side of the equal sign are 26 and 18. What is their product? So again, at this time, you're going to need to type in the answer. So what's 26 times 18? It is 468. And yes, I did use my trusty calculator. Now, the last thing that you need to do, and we've talked about this before, is you need to get rid of this 6 times W, right? We're just trying to get W. Well, 6 times W, the only way to get rid of a multiplication is division. So we're going to have to divide both sides by 6. So 468 divided by 6 equals 78. So let's type that in. Did we do it correctly? We did. So how many wind turbines are needed for 26 houses? 78. So you're repeating that last answer. So they just want to verify that you're putting in the correct information that we just got into the answer. So let's go through another example, this time without the step-by-step. So it says the Appalachian Trail is 2,155, or is a 2,155 mile hiking trail in the eastern United States. You plan to hike the section of the trail that is in New Jersey at a rate of 9 miles per day. If the hike will take you 8 days, what is the length of the trail in New Jersey? So just like we did in the step-by-step, I would recommend just starting here with identifying what your variables are, what your things are, what are your, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I forget forgetting the word. How are we going to label these? What are your labels? Well, miles is in the numerator, so miles goes there. And days is in the denominator, so that means it goes in the bottom. Now, you can use either one to enter in your information, your rate. You can use either the ones that were given or the ones that you filled out. I'm just going to give the ones that were given just because I want to. So how many miles did we say? We said 9 miles, right, per day. So how many days per day? That means 9 miles per every 1 day. Now, we are trying to figure out, if we look at the actual question, it says if the hike will take you 8 days, what is the length of the trail in New Jersey? Well, we know that we're going 8 days, but we don't know how many miles. So I'm just going to put in L for length. Why not? L for length. Oh, and see, look at this. Why wouldn't we use that? It's better not to use O or L because they look like 0 or 1. Okay, so let's just do M. M for miles. Makes that easy. So now we're going to set this equal and make a proportion. So what would that look like? So we're going to do our means and our extremes. So I'm going to start with M. So I'm going to do M times, remember you just go right across to your extremes, 1. Now I'm going to do my other means and extremes, 8 times 9. Now we have M times 1, and now we need to do the multiplication. 8 times 9 is 72. Hit enter. And now this one was kind of easy because our variable, our coefficient was 1. So that means you can't divide. If you divide anything by 1, it's going to be itself. So what is the length of the trail in New Jersey? It's going to be 72 miles. So if you look up here, this workspace has a bunch of skills that they're looking for you to complete. So make sure that you are being very specific and very careful. If you click something wrong, if you type something wrong, it's going to take you a little bit more time to get through this. So probably because of that little error of O or 0 and L, I'm probably going to have to do a couple extra problems now to make sure I get through this. So again, the goal is you need to get all of these boxes green. If you are struggling, please ask for help. Okay? We are here. Please let us know if you need any assistance. You click I'm done and go to the next one. All right? So please do that step by step if you haven't already. It will, I promise you, make your life a lot easier just so you can walk through it. All right. Good luck. You got this.